For a long time, McDonald's has been a reluctant but regular choice for customers, despite often being seen as giving people second-rate food and unhappy service from overworked staff. But recently, McDonald's sales have actually begun to drop. There's a few different reasons this drop in customers might be happening. For starters, in the last couple of years, the company has received backlash from customers after they've sneakily increased their prices by around 15%. As a result of this, a movement has started called the economic blackout. There are other reasons for this blackout, such as important issues like the rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion in some large businesses. But in terms of this blackout affecting McDonald's, the group leading the blackout, the People's Union, is demanding
fair taxes, equality, and corporate accountability, plus an end to price gouging.
Those are beautiful things to strive for, and I'm all for it. But just how effective was this blackout? Boycotts are one of the few ways consumers can show their power to change a bad conglomerate. But sadly, they're often difficult to organize and not always effective. Did singles, couples, and families really stop visiting McDonald's because of this? Well, that I'm not so sure of. It could also just be families noticing Macca's increased prices. And this brings us to another recent issue. McDonald's has always been known for being cheap. It's not always where families want to take their kids, but many kids love their Happy Meals, and it has a playground where the kids can play a while and the parents can take 5 minutes to relax. In the past, a meal there used to be relatively light on the wallet, so it was an easy choice for many. But given the cost of living crisis right now, when your average customer is putting more and more money into just paying the bills, car and housing costs, just paying for the essentials, well, it was a strange time for McDonald's to decide to jack up their prices. From my understanding, being cheap and convenient is a big part of why people go to McDonald's. They certainly don't go for their coffee. They always burn mine anyway. And customers have plenty of choice when it comes to fast food nowadays. It may have just reached the point where customers say, enough is enough. The food is subpar, the staff seem miserable, and now the food is more expensive than ever. Maybe I should just go to another restaurant that has the same price but offers better service. And the competition may well have been a factor in McDonald's losing some sales. In the fast food industry, there is constant fierce competition, such as KFC, Domino's, Subway, Taco Bell, and Burger King. In Australia, my country's news reported the quote-unquote healthier brands like Guzman Gomez were becoming a more frequent choice for the health-conscious consumer. The calories weren't necessarily lower, but some of these brands claim they're healthier because they're higher quality ingredients. What does that even mean? And public perception around McDonald's food quality has never exactly been great. The cost of living issue can't be understated though. When we look closer at McDonald's profit over the last 10 or so years, we can see that at first, McDonald's thrived during the 2020s. But it's only recently, when prices became a bigger issue for people, that McDonald's saw this leveling out and drop in sales. Another big issue that came up was McDonald's had a temporary E. coli outbreak back in October. According to CNN, Americans around the country avoided McDonald's because this food poisoning outbreak had left people ill. This E. coli arose from their slivered onions on their quarter pounders. The CDC stated that over 100 people fell ill from McDonald's onions. Tragically, one person even died from this poisoning in Colorado. Fortunately, the majority of people recovered. People getting sick from eating at McDonald's may well finally have been enough to convince some customers, hey, maybe I'll try somewhere else today. But McDonald's was not swayed. On CNN, they reported,
"We're confident that $5 value meals and Big Macs with chicken will help win back customers. I know we poison people, but you know, Big Macs with chicken."
I don't know, I guess if money is an issue, maybe value meals will convince people to eat more often McDonald's. I guess it gives McDonald's their edge in being affordable back. But someone did literally die by eating at their restaurant, so, you know, go figure. The other reason McDonald's might be seeing a drop in profits is a simple common sense reason. Maybe cost of living has made people craftier consumers. Even if overall McDonald's is still profiting hand over fist, ask anyone, and they'll probably tell you McDonald's has a bottom-rung reputation. For example, when we look at Trustpilot, it has the lowest average score I've seen on any restaurant chain. averaging an abysmal 1.6 out of 5 stars. A typical review on Trustpilot highlights some common issues.
Waited too long. I intended to eat my food inside. I paid for my order, but my number vanished from the digital waiting list. I asked the lady at the counter, and eventually I got some food in a paper bag. By the time I found a table, my chips and burger were cold.
Long waiting times is an issue I've often had too, even for the simplest of orders. This often comes down to severely understaffed stores, struggling to keep up with all the people. Ironically, McDonald's often fails in being a fast food store for 2 reasons. It's often not fast, and many would argue it's not food either, so I guess it's just bleh.
Here at McDonald's Fast Food, we're not fast and we're not food.
Anyway, we recently got a more sophisticated, cosmopolitan perspective from Joker's review on Trustpilot.
Worst food ever. Do not try this plastic burgers.
Indeed, food quality has been an ongoing issue with McDonald's for many years. In a recent review, the price issue was discussed by Joshua. What a lovely name.
The burgers are okay, but the prices have gone up too much to call this fast food anymore. I like their clean, modern restaurant interiors. Some of their staff are okay, but clearly some don't want to be there.
McDonald's have tried many rebrandings of their stores over the years, but no matter how shiny a sheen they give to their stores, it just has a reputation for not being a classy place to eat. So why does McDonald's continue to thrive? Well, perhaps the biggest advantage McDonald's has is convenience. It's everywhere. If you go to any other country or state, it almost certainly has McDonald's. If we ever do establish a colony on the moon, I'm sure it'll have a McDonald's. People can be smart, but they can also be creatures of habit. For example, I used to go to McDonald's for a soft serve quite often, and after I've sat down to have my soft serve, I might also decide I feel like a pack of fries. And fries is one of McDonald's most profitable items. It doesn't feel like a big commitment to walk into a McDonald's. In another personal example, this happened to my wife Nin while she was working with a support client the other day.
It was late at night, so not much was open. We were famished, but couldn't be bothered to do anything fancy for dinner. So we just went to the McDonald's drive-thru. We just wanted to get home because we were exhausted. I didn't enjoy that meal, but it filled the gap.
I didn't enjoy that meal, but it filled the gap. Ain't that the McDonald's experience in a nutshell?
I couldn't even finish my burger. It tastes like shit.
McDonald's also has a damn huge advantage that for some reason no one talks about. Seriously, I looked online but couldn't find anyone talking about this one big advantage anywhere. When you're on the road and you have nowhere else to go, you know McDonald's is going to have a toilet. And most are open 24 hours, so it's a 24-hour toilet. It may not necessarily be clean, but it does the job. Some people can be frantic when they need to go. And McDonald's is a toilet that is easy to find with its instantly recognizable golden arches. And I really do mean instantly recognized. In a British study they mentioned on The Guardian, half of the 4-year-olds they studied didn't know their own name. But 2/3 of these kids could instantly recognize the McDonald's golden arches. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm more surprised by the golden arches recognition or the fact that half of 4-year-olds don't know their own name. So we may have successfully established the key to success in this massive global restaurant conglomerate. McDonald's is successful because it is a toilet. I mean, I feel like we all knew McDonald's is a toilet at heart, but I feel like we need to say it out loud, you know? Now, I wanted to say that the issues we've talked about have resulted in McDonald's seeing a huge loss in profit. But when we look at the charts over the decades, McDonald's is still going very strong. Sadly, this is a case of a bad corporate conglomerate winning with quantity over quality. Even if McDonald's is seeing a drop in sales in America, I think another big part of why it's still showing huge profits is it's been extending its global reach. According to CNN, McDonald's sales have risen in its international market. For example, countries like the Middle East have seen a significant sales increase. And based on what I've seen, this makes sense to me. I've been seeing a lot more ads for McDonald's online that report having halal certified burgers. And that's not really something they need to do or advertise in the USA. In fact, in 2025, Macca's will be opening 2,200 new restaurants around the world. Sorry I don't have better news to end this particular video on, but touching a conglomerate as huge as McDonald's is like poking a giant grizzly bear with a toothpick. It's a really tough battle to fight. But if you don't like their food or their service and you don't want to support them, maybe skip that next Big Mac and choose somewhere else, if you choose to. But next time you go to McDonald's, remember its great success comes from being a mediocre toilet, because that's what we all need sometimes, a toilet. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on McDonald's recent challenges, feel free to leave your thoughts below. Thanks for watching and hope to see you next time.
Why?